Hey there, fresh-faced creative in a youthful advertising demographic. Does your reading material have a distinct lack of cultural nourishment for your slowly decaying, malnourished soul? Stop! Put that garbage down. Everyone knows you shouldn't get your news from old mediums like paper. That's 2/8 century. Plug into the information superhighway, loser, and read a zine. It's like a magazine, but without all that dumbass paper. Read Stranger Days, the arts and culture e-zine. It's got music, comedy, art, poetry, tarot cards, cinema, year spaceship, comics, podcasts, and Jim Carrey. Read Stranger Days now, because between you, me, and your trusty canine companion, we know fluffy cuddles and e-zines are the only way to push back the existential dread slowly consuming your every waking moment. Hold back the darkness today with Stranger Days. Available now at strangerdays.wordpress.com.
From your Spaceship Music Collective, this is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Del Maple. Welcome, everybody, to Six Set Bro. Don't know why I never sang to the intro song before. This is the first time I'm doing this. It's a music and entertainment podcast. Thanks, y'all, for coming and joining the live show. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Six Set Bro, music and entertainment podcast. My name is Don Maple. I will be your host, and I'm joined, as I'm always joined every single week, by the majestic, the sensational, insatiable Money Mike. What's happening, brother? Y'all good?
Nope.
He's like an old person on Zoom. He's muted his mic and forgot to turn it off.
Hi, am I on? Is this thing on?
Oh, Michael.
Sorry, I was engrossed in reading something.
What a rookie mistake. Let's take it from the top, everybody. No, okay. Yeah, and also the other guy is here. He's here every week. He's my bald-headed friend. He hides it under a cap. He's Captain...
Yeah.
Captain
Caveman.
That's taken. That's TM. That's trademark.
Yes.
We can't use that. It's the one and only Mr. Fernandez. Nandez, if you're nasty. He doesn't really have a son, so we play the one he hates the most.
So go home. We love you. You're very special.
Welcome to the show, Andy. How you doing, my man? Don't even. Sandra, you're on mute, love. Sandra, you're on mute there.
Yes, all good. Recording this or doing this early, with, like I said before, with the light outside, it's very weird.
Yeah, we are earlier than usual. Also, seasons. Change that too. Something about the revolution around the sun means that it's lighter earlier. Also, we changed the clocks for some darn reason.
Was it harvest?
That's my point. It was like a medieval farmers thing or something. It's like an 1800, like, I gotta grow my crops. Why are we still doing it? I mean, we can grow fruit and vegetables like any time of the year now. Like, I can buy a packet of cotton candy flavored grapes. So
grow shit in space now, like.
I'm pretty sure Elon's working on it.
It used to give old Henry time to come back from harvesting when it was getting dark. He's like, Henry's here.
It was getting too dark, and there was no such thing as flashlights, lanterns, probably. There's always like an old version of a new thing, right? Like lantern was flashlight. Why do people still use chopsticks?
Candles came first. Candles. Oh, that was a lantern, right? That was inside the thing.
You just put a candle in a box and you got yourself a lantern, my friend.
Yeah.
You got yourself a lantern. What an invention. We got jam-packed show. We got plenty of news to get into. The title, as it suggests, we're going to talk about how Kid Cudi wore a dress on Saturday Night Live, because that was something that happened that we all need to discuss, I guess. And I just want to see Andrew get annoyed about it. And then what else happened? Shows are coming back. Live gigs are coming back. Also, the country's falling apart. That's all happening at the same time.
I don't want to talk about this.
You remember when everyone was
all this and more doom and gloom on this week's Six Up, bro.
Everybody was like, better days ahead. I don't think they've seen this coming. Although this is kind of just the same days again. So, let's start with one very sad thing. We'll kind of like just talk about it briefly, but it's just we missed last week's episode and we didn't really get to speak about DMX, who we had talked about previously whenever he was in hospital. So we haven't really had the chance to say, rest in peace, DMX. Jesus, like, I mean, it's just tragic, man. It's so hard, like I feel like just in the last maybe 5 years alone, people die every year and celebrities die every year, but it's just these people from my generation that I just grew up listening to all the time. And it's getting harder and harder to take. It's so weird that you're just sort of entering this domain of people like, I had all those CDs, dude. I have all these DMX CDs in the house still. And I don't play CDs, but they're still there. I can't really bring myself to throw them out. They all have dogs on the cover because he loved dogs, man. He loved dogs. Did DMX. That's why I feel like I can't even make the joke anymore. It's like my constant thing with DMX is that I genuinely thought it was for Dog Man X. I thought that's what it stood for.
The growls and stuff.
Well, can you really blame me? It's DMX. I thought it was Dogman X. And there was a lot of growling. He was with the Rough Riders. I was like, how many more dog references do we need?
We joke about that all the time. Like, that's where the name came from. And then I actually found out recently with everything that happened there, like why he actually was into dogs so much. And it just makes me really sad now. Because he lived in like an abusive household and stuff. And apparently he would go out and walk the streets instead of having to go home, and he would make friends with like local stray dogs and stuff, and that's where that kind of came from apparently. And I was like, damn,
like a bond. He had a bond with them.
Yeah. A James Bond.
What?
I didn't come from an abusive household or anything, but I mean, I feel like I kind of do that like now.
Just walk the streets and make friends with dogs.
Make friends with dogs. More so than other humans, because they all suck, and all dogs are cool. And
maybe you should put a couple of growls on the next Don Maple album then.
Oh, that was more like
yours aren't great.
Mine are more like Marge Simpson, like disapproving of Homer. It would be like Don Maple. Oh me. He's back. He's back. His rap shit is mine. Mother. Yeah, I love the censored version of X Gonna Give It To You. There's so much at the start that's just like blocked out. And it's just like, don't get it twisted. This rap is mine. Mother. It's not a game. It's like so many swears taken out, man. He was so aggressive. He's just growling and swearing. Oh, what a man. Rest in power, my man. Big love to DMX and the family. He will be missed, truly. He is on our Distant Sound Waves playlist for this month, which is now out. We'll play our little commercial about the halfway mark for that one, just to remind you what that is. But there's a bunch of cool bands on there. We'll talk about it later. So I feel like we got to talk about Kid Cudi in a dress, though, because I feel like Andy is gonna have a breakdown about it. I don't know. You feel it? It seems like you want to talk about this.
Are we about to get cancelled?
Yes. I'm not because I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with a guy wearing a dress either. It's what happened after.
Oh, yeah, what happened after was very frustrating because I feel like...
That's what I'm on about. You can't use... fuck it. You can't use Kurt Cobain's name and be Mr. Mental Health Guy, and you go, hey, this is for Kurt Cobain, and then go, hey, fucking Virgil de Blair, let's put out a clothing line.
Yeah,
Hey,
Off-White.
dude, why are you selling off the back of somebody that committed suicide, Mr. Mental Health?
Yes. Yeah,
That's
totally.
what triggered me.
That's definitely what he did. I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. You know what? Like, go out there, get your money, folks. Like, I don't really have a problem with that. It's kind of a smart move, but I feel like it was one of those things. Whatever you're gonna do, he was never gonna win. He went out. For anybody who doesn't know, because we kind of just jumped into it there. Kid Cudi, professional rapper, man of many moons. People get that who know who he is, and yeah, he's performed on Saturday Night Live, and he done all the skits, all the stuff that you do while you're on Saturday Night Live. And then for his musical performances, he wore a dress on one, and he wore like a big, thick, fluffy, very similar to mine, but only green cardigan, which seemed like a reference to Kurt Cobain, which he confirmed afterwards, because Kurt Cobain famously wore a dress one time on a performance, and he also, on the MTV Unplugged thing, wore that big green fuzzy cardigan that looked horribly uncomfortable, can I just say. Looks like it was really itchy. And so he wore that because, for anyone who doesn't know, Kid Cudi is like an uber Kurt Cobain fan, and he's always talking about how he wants to be like Kurt Cobain. That whole album, Speeding Bullet to Heaven, that Cudi released, that was just him trying to be him. I don't mind. I mean, you gotta have your influences, and he really puts it out there. But he came out and he done, I would say, full well knowing what he was doing. Is like he came out wearing the dress, but it wasn't just a Kurt Cobain reference or tribute. He knew it would be like an LGBTQ plus thing too, and I'm guessing that he thought he would just be like the adoration would pour in so much love for this, other than people who are like horribly I wouldn't say necessarily homophobic, because it doesn't need to be homophobic. You know, for a man to wear a dress, Mike can wear a dress if he wants. I don't really give a shit. Do whatever you want. But I think he thought that it would just be guaranteed good press. But weirdly, just like all these things, people didn't like it as well. People involved in the LGBTQ plus community didn't like it. Some of them did, some of them didn't. And it was kind of like, oh, it's such a token thing that he's doing it. I was like, people are never happy. Why do people try anything? You know what? We should all just lock ourselves up in a house somewhere, the lights off, and never do anything again, because you can't win. You just
continue lockdown. Yeah.
Yes.
There's no point in trying anything. You're always going to piss somebody off. And I think that's the thing. Hopefully, if you're a strong enough person, like, you just don't give a shit about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think it does take, like, for somebody, like, to get to that level of fame, you do have to be able to fucking switch that side of your brain off sometimes, I would imagine, like, because there's always going to be somebody that's fucking giving you shit for some decision that you make, you know?
Yeah, and it's so stupid. Like, I mean, I think it's just one of those things. It's like, you know what you're doing. It's the same as the Lil Nas X video. I mean, it's not like he was bringing that video out and he was going to be like, oh shit, people unhappy with this? It's like, yeah. Of course you knew it was going to be some kind of shock. Kanye West thought as anything. It's that it's all about that, like, let's say, crazy shit, and then people notice it, and some people love it, some people hate it. It doesn't matter. You're, like, on the front of every blog everywhere, and it's free. Free promotion. That's what it's all about, my friend. Kanye.
What the fuck was that, Kanye?
I just felt like I hadn't used that in a while, so I wanted to use it. Yeah, I don't know, but bottom line is, I don't give a fuck if you want to wear a dress.
No, but again.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I was thinking.
Because I didn't even know. Because I
seen it
after
after.
the LGBTQ stuff. I didn't even hear any of that. I went straight to.
He's making money off of mental health.
What you're about to say? That, yeah.
Yeah, which well, that's sort of like, I guess if you read between the lines on it. But yeah, it's that thing. That guy Virgil. I always forget his last name too. But he's the guy that runs Off-White, which is like a fashion company. He like designs all this crazy shit. Like,
it's like, oh, he's got handwriting on a pair of trainers. Oh,
whoa, $5 billion.
He designed Drake's plane. Oh.
Hey, he does make crazy watches though, that like Drake has, and yeah. So he owns Off-White, and then Cudi like partnered up with him to release a collection, and the dress is on the collection. So it was kind of like, yeah, that was weird. You wanted to make it, I don't know. I suppose people have done this before, right? I mean, it's the only difference is he wore it on a show himself first, but it's like people have done like fashion lines like, in tribute to people who have died before, I guess. I don't know.
What I was gonna say as well is like, I mean, you could sit and nitpick and stuff too, but you don't know the order in which things came. So like this could potentially have happened as well.
After.
Yeah, but like, so he decides that he's gonna do like a clothing deal with this guy or whatever, and fashion people, they do this all the time. It's like, all right, you're gonna do a clothing deal. We're gonna get you to wear some of our clothes on your next TV appearance or something like that. Maybe after he made the deal, he had the decision. It's like, I want to do the dress thing because of Kurt Cobain. Maybe it didn't go the other way around. Maybe it didn't go, I'm gonna wear a dress and then I'm gonna make this a clothing deal. Do you know what I mean? If he was already signed up to the clothing deal, they have it. Yeah, he picks like different clothes of theirs that he's gonna wear on the show.
Bottom line is, get your money, man. Earn them dollar bills.
But don't you?
I don't care.
No, you cannot be Mr. Mental Health fucking guy and go mental health. Mental health. Mental health, and then cash in and use someone's likeness and name to promote a fucking clothing line the next day with Virgil Dubois.
That's he will forever not be known as Virgil Dubois because we don't know.
I think his second name's like Dubois or something.
Dubois.
Yeah. That's my only issue. It's like for years he's been talking about stuff like this, and then he uses fine. Go in honor of Kurt Cobain. This is this. That's fine. Kid Cudi can sell his own clothing line with just his name. Don't and then tweet out the next day, oh, by the way, that dress there that was for Kurt Cobain is now fucking part of this fucking fashion thing. That I can't.
Can I ask you one genuine question though? What happens though if, and I think he would already do stuff like this for the type of person that he is and the things that he puts in the media. But yeah, okay, he makes a bunch of money on the Off-White collection with Virgil, right? But then he gives a load of money to like mental health charities. How do we feel then?
Oh well, you're adding. Well, I mean,
it hasn't happened, but will it? Or does he already do that? Does he actively give to mental health? I don't know. Thing is, I don't know the guy. Make your money. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Hey, in other news, do you want to see the big unveiling? You've probably seen this already of the the way Gap and Kanye West, like the Yeezy brand, are getting together. They revealed the logo. What do you see? This I'll go for a share screen. It's a big moment. It's a big moment.
So we're not caring about. I'm gonna shut myself. I'm gonna shut up.
You're not caring about what?
Nothing.
Tell me before.
So we're swiftly moving on from the Kid
the
Cudi
dress
thing. Going here. Look at this logo. It's really.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Wow. That is.
It's pretty original. It's pretty good.
I wonder how much they paid somebody to design that.
Do you know who they got for that? They got the guy that designed the PlayStation 5 logo.
I was gonna say, this feels like PlayStation all over again. The big unveiling of the PS5 logo is like, oh, yep, same thing again. Cool. And this shoe.
Look at them shoes. Oh, what?
Dude, them shoes are just fucking mental. Although I was watching like an interview not that long ago, and it was with Kevin Abstract from Brockhampton, and he was wearing these shoes. It's like they're never gonna look
Did he look comfortable?
No, I don't. How can anybody be comfortable in these? I don't know. God,
It looks like a Thunderbird toy. It's...
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Oh, what a guy! You gotta love him. Hope the divorce is going well. Hope the divorce is going good. You know.
Sorry, Travis Barker's right behind you, sir.
Oh
Right
yes,
behind
I know. Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose we'll move on to Travis Barker, who is now Kardashian, I guess.
So how long do you give for his musical decline?
That happened many years ago. Travis is actually still good, but it's just because I feel like it's hard for you to get bad whenever you're a drummer. If you stay on the drums and you're just like a really good drummer, it's like you can be on bad songs. Wasn't your idea?
Your fault. Not your
It's
fault.
not your fault. Look, I played drums really good on that song. It's not my fault the song sucks.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, so he's with one of them. Courtney. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting better at this. I'm not good at Kardashian, like genuinely, and I feel like people say that to try and
Is
be
that
like
a thing you can be good at? I'm not good at Kardashians.
mastermind.
Is it like a skill?
How many
Your
Kardashians
topic
are there?
is Kardashians. Like it's because they all got K's. It makes it more confusing. Like
Yeah.
Kim, Chloe, Courtney. Well, that's not a K, is it? Is there a K in Courtney? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
Is there? Oh,
I think it's spelled K.
they really
Silent K. CK.
It's a silent K for Calvin Klein. CK. Dude. Yeah, with Courtney. Is Chloe the one that whenever pictures are released, they look nothing like her? I know that's all of them to an extent,
Chloe
but there's one
Chloe
that's
is like the tallest one, like OJ Simpson's daughter.
Oh, OJ. Well, not even open up that old wound.
The hot tub baby. If you watched any documentaries.
I didn't, but I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know about hot tub babies. I didn't think that was possible. I thought the heat would be too high for. Let's move on. I can't keep going with this. Yeah. So, Kid Cudi in a dress.
The Gap.
The Gap, which is just still the Gap. I was about to ask a question that I don't care about. Is like, what are these clothes gonna look like? Who cares? I really don't care. I don't shop at the Gap now. I don't even think there is a Gap here. Is there?
So it took him that long just to bring out that image of the brand.
Yeah.
How long do you reckon it will take for him to actually sell anything from there?
It won't. Guys, it's like everything Kanye is like, he's not going to release a clothing brand with Gap. He's going to release a book or something in the end. He'll turn it on its head.
And how long will he use items of clothing for an album sale? Like attach the album to it?
Oh, totally. Like that logo that we looked at, that's probably the cover of the next record, I would say.
Okay. That'd be awesome.
Did we? I think we did talk about it, but I loved how at the Grammys he won like Best Contemporary Christian Album, and I was like, was that ever a category, or was it a category that we?
Lane?
Yeah, was that a category that we just never talked about before, and all of a sudden it was something?
It was.
Oh, I'm. By the way, we forget this sometimes. I see y'all in the comments. Thanks for joining us here. And somebody just said OJ is used to being in hot water, and that is hilarious. Ew, I need to get some canned laughter.
Zing.
That is a zinger. And somebody said barking up the wrong tree with that one. That was probably because of DMX. Everybody with the puns tonight. What's happening? Right. So
also somebody said, I want to see the 18th century MacBook. I think that was when we were talking about lanterns.
Yes. Is this because I was saying there's always an old version of something?
Yeah.
That was carving things on walls. Yeah.
Stone. Yeah.
Carving things on walls. That was the old MacBook. That was the old a lot of things. That was the old television also. And the old books. That was as far as I have learned from history books, engraving stuff on walls was kind of 90% of entertainment.
Do you know
because
what's gone
that's all
full circle?
cavemen did.
Do you know what's gone full circle? Emojis.
Emojis, yeah.
Pictures on walls, and now people just send pictures via
Just
text
send
message.
emojis. Are emojis cool anymore? I feel like
I think they're
Live
just
stream
always
was
a thing.
just watching someone carving a wall. That's great.
that was the old podcast.
And this is a picture of a man talking to another man.
Beautiful.
Live stream.
That's the live stream. That was a live stream of decades past. I tried to say aeons past and then went for decades. I don't know. I mucked that all up. All right, I need to go to my notes. We go way off, and then I get confused. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about live shows or returning. I mean, we could say across the UK, but we'll say specifically Northern Ireland because I was a bit surprised whenever I just seen like all these bands popping up everywhere, like playing places. So like a couple of bands I seen. I'm trying to think of the examples, but like Brockhampton, they're meant to be coming to Belfast February next year, I think.
Seen that?
Flight are coming over. I'm struggling to
Gary
remember
Clark
some of them.
Jr. Is going to
Yes,
Dublin, but
he's going to Dublin though. Like, but yeah, is he supporting Guns N' Roses or something crazy? I think it was Guns N' Roses who were playing, but he was like support for them or something. But yeah, so it seems like music is coming back, which is cool. I don't really know what the earliest one is. That would be interesting to know. I don't know if anybody else knows that. Like, when's the earliest you can go and see live music? But yeah, it's crazy. We got some comments. Couldn't believe it when I seen Stendhal in July. So that's one of the earliest ones I seen. I did see that Stendhal was happening again, and there's a bunch of cool people playing that. But
yeah, I think Beauty Sleep maybe, and
are New Pagans playing that?
I think so. I
Let's
think
get it up.
I think New Pagans are playing anything
playing.
that has been announced.
Yeah,
I
they're playing
seen
anything and everything.
who else? Sherem. I think I don't know if it's Stendhal, but they're playing a festival or something that's coming back with New Pagans on the lineup as well. But congrats to Sherem. They got like signed to a booking agency that I think handles Blink 182 and Biffy Clyro's business in the UK, as far as I know. Like literally that was just before we came on the podcast tonight. So congrats to those guys, because that's pretty cool. I'm sure they'll be getting gigs all over the place by the sounds of things.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I have not navigated this website before. What am I looking at here? It told me the lineup would be here. I just wanted to see who was playing. I'm just gonna end up accidentally buying tickets.
Oh well, we're going, guys. We're going.
Oh crap!
Bank info.
Whoops. Where am I here? What's happening? Oh, music and lineup. Here we go. Hi, old man. Can I be? I'm as bad as Mike.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were making fun of me earlier. It's like, try to work this internet again.
Right, who we got there?
I know. Before you think, there's something. Is it AVA? A festival called AVA. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I know Leo Miyagi's playing that. So.
Oh, nice.
That's
noise.
July, September. Sorry, September. So it's later.
Well, we've got just a couple of people that I know we're fans of on the show. There's some of them I haven't heard of, I'll be honest, but the ones that we do know that it's very cool that they're playing here. Oh, we got Kieran Lavery, Jealous of the Birds, Joshua Burnside, General Fiasco, Roe, Amy Montgomery, Sherem,
Beauty Sleep's in there.
Beauty Sleep, Rebecca Fitch, String Ninjas, I know them as well, and Bi Curious too.
Oh, they're amazing.
They are very good.
Sorry, I just read a comment there saying it looks like the Firefest website.
It does kind of have that kind of color scheme going for it, I think.
I hope they have better food. There is no lineup for the August one, though, by the looks of it, I guess.
Yes, yes. Someone just commented, let's just do our own festival. Yes to that. Go for it.
I agree with that. Yep. which is it is something that I wanted to talk about in the big question, which I suppose we can do right after this commercial break. And the reason I have this little break is I just want to remind everybody that the Distant Sound Waves playlist is out. It was out earlier today, and yeah, we got a ton of cool bands on there. The commercial will explain what it is, but the sort of bands that are on there for this month are we got Royal Blood with some of their new stuff. New Pagans are on there because their record came out, so we picked a song off of that. DMX for the DMX tribute. Mersey with a new release, who's a fan of the show, I know definitely. But it's good to see him making music again. Who else have I got on there? I can't even remember off the top of my head.
We got
Ferals
stuff.
Ferals with their new release, which we'll talk a little bit about later too. God, there's so many I can't remember. Flight. I don't know. Go check it out. That's the most important part. I was listening to it on a walk earlier with my dog, and I was like, this is really good. Now, I made it. I curated it. But still, I was actually very surprised of how good it was. I was like, this flows really nicely for being something that was just put together by some idiot like me. But anyways, yeah, we'll get into the big question right after this. If you want to wrap your ears around all the music we've been talking about on the podcast, we run a special playlist over on Spotify. It's called Distant Sound Waves. Here over at Six Set, bro, we always thought, well, what's the gosh darn point of doing a music podcast if you can't let people hear any music? There is a whole lot of legal mumbo jumbo and copyright issues that prevent us from actually doing that on the pod. So we thought that was a pretty good compromise. We make a playlist and it gets updated every single month. On the playlist, we have things like all the new singles from local homegrown talent that we talked about. Maybe some of the bigger artists that we've had conversations about, we'll put those guys on there. Or maybe it's just something new that we stumbled across and we've been talking about on the podcast. It is all there. You can find Distant Sound Waves by searching for it on Spotify, or you can find the links all over our social medias. Welcome back. Before we move on, I feel like there's something that I need to address on this podcast. I feel is the best way to do it. Mostly because people have been bugging me. I'm weirdly okay with it. It was recently my birthday, okay? And some events transpired.
It's like 20 days ago, dude.
It was.
This is a thing. I'm so glad that he is doing this because he is. Whenever he gets to it, he is so laid back about this, and this has been torturing me. I don't know how he can be so laid back about it.
Because
I really want to know.
Because I'm a goddamn celebrity, Michael. That's how I'm so laid back about it. It was my birthday 20 days ago, as Nandez says there. 20 days ago, my birthday. Slightly prior to my birthday, I jokingly put up like a sweater, like a hoodie thing that I liked on my Instagram, and I was like, hey, somebody buy me this for my birthday. I didn't really expect anybody to do it. And then a package arrived at my door, like in and around my birthday, with that hoodie in it. And I don't know who got it for me. Still, it was nobody in my immediate family. It was none of my close circle of friends. Who got it? Tell me.
Hey, I need a new iPhone. I'm really old. This is only an iPhone 7. I need one for work. Oh, man. Only if I could get some...
So,
it was my birthday 15 days ago. And I... Sorry.
I'm wearing it right now, and I'm definitely okay with it because I immediately fell in love with it. I'm like a fucking teddy bear, and I love it. And it's so comfortable, and it's so warm, and yeah. Thank you, whoever got this for me.
Thank you, anonymous internet do-gooder.
Weirdly, I don't know. I'm just so okay with it because I guess I just got something that was cool. I should probably care more that somebody knew where I lived.
Kind of worried.
kind of were. I don't know. I was totally okay with it. And yeah, my wife just said in the comments, yeah, I have literally been living in that sweater. Please, I need to know who bought this. She definitely cares about it more than I do. I'm just happy to have it.
A
So
good
thank
timing
you.
as well, coming up to summer.
Yeah, dude, you gotta stay warm. You gotta stay warm. You gotta stay warm, buddy. I'm going into fucking hibernation, bro.
Like a bear.
Mm-hmm. I do. I feel like it. I feel like a bear, and I'm weirdly. It's like the same material and color as my son's giant teddy bear, and I think he gets confused, and that's funny too. But I felt I had to get that out there. If a fan of the show has bought me, thank you very much. This is maybe my first ever celebrity bought gift. Send me more stuff. That's awesome.
Not until Andy gets his iPhone. And I'll take an Xbox.
Listen,
Thanks.
it doesn't have to be purple, but
Yeah,
if you watched the conference yesterday, purple does look nice.
it does look nice. Big apple.
Maybe we've just finally been sponsored on the podcast or something. Is there like a brand of that hoodie or
Ads from Gap and Yeezy.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Okay.
It's a fucking Virgil the
It's
Blade.
Virgil Blue. Virgil the Blue. All right, we gotta do this. We gotta do the big question, maybe. Oh, my big question link doesn't work anymore. Oh, that's no good. I was gonna play the stinger. It's gone. Well, that's depressing.
How did it go again?
It's time for the big question, and it was funny, but it's not there anymore. Do I still have this? No, I think my phone's just broken.
Your phone's broke.
Stu also needs a new phone.
If
anybody's listening.
I also need a new phone, everybody. Yeah, God damn it. I don't know what happened to my thing.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
Good.
Kanye's always gonna work.
That one always works.
That one will never leave my phone forever. It should be my notification message, I think, at this point. Right. So for the big question, we were gonna ask. It's kind of based on we put out a couple of things on Instagram to be like, what topics do you want to hear us discuss on this week's show? And one of the questions that got brought up that we thought would be good from Sean McCann. Thank you, Sean, for the question. It was that with live shows returning, there still hasn't been a date given for local venues or local bands. Why are local acts being penalized compared to other people? So, not that I'm gonna exactly have the answer to this because I really don't. I did try and look into it a little bit, and I'm definitely not in the know. So, maybe people in the comments will know more than me, and we can just discuss this thing as a group here, everybody together. I'm sure we'll put our heads together. But one of the first things that I noticed whenever I was really trying to look into it was that apparently since the Christmas, the way in Christmas, whenever it was like beforehand the regulations ended and then they restarted from Boxing Day and they put a lot of stuff in place. You remember that? Like the alcohol restriction, like you can't buy alcohol after 8 o'clock, all that sort of stuff. Apparently from then there was no ban on music. So before that there was an actual ban on performing music in venues, but since then it never got reinstated. So really the only reason that music isn't being performed indoors is because non-essential retail and hospitality haven't been allowed to open yet. So once they're allowed to open, technically speaking, there is no reason why it couldn't happen, according to the laws anyway, as far as I can see it, and the restrictions. That MPs have said it, people reached out to them, and they're like, it's not in place anymore. Ever since Christmas Day, it hasn't been in place anymore. So that makes me believe that the reason that we're not seeing like local band dates being announced is more so because the venues don't, I don't know, maybe they don't fully believe that things will go ahead, because there are several times over the Christmas months where it was like, hospitality can open again. No, you're closed. No, you're open. And they wasted so much money. So I think they're probably just gonna play it by ear and wait to see.
Yeah, maybe concentrating on getting opened first before booking
I
other
think
stuff
I
in.
think so,
Yeah.
because I mean, a lot of these venues aren't just venues; they're bars or they're restaurants, or they have a lot of other things going for them.
Yeah, it'll be the cost of bringing in food, drink, and then having to pour it out again if you have to close for another 3
Exactly,
months.
which is why I think they're probably just not going to plan. Because really, why would they not? If it's going to be a pull for people to come out and go to things with live music, I feel like people would want that now more than ever. So I do suspect it will come eventually, especially because there's no law stopping it. I don't even think with depending or not if they put a restriction on how many people can gather indoors at one time. That's the only thing that I can think of. Like, you can open hospitality, but say you can only have 30 people in the restaurant at one time. So if that's the rule that applied across the bar or something like that, or it all had to be outdoors, then same problem applies. It'd be like, it's not because the music can't be played, it's because that many people can't gather in one location indoors at the same time. So I don't know. The one thing that I would say that is, I guess, classed as a smaller venue is the Ulster Sports Club. That's where, like, one of my favorite bands, Flight, they're coming to Belfast in October, and they're playing the Ulster Sports Club. So, you know, there's been loads of cool bands that have played there. Like, Sharon played there not that long ago, like before everything kicked off. Been a bunch of bands
done there. I think Leo Miyagi done there for maybe Output or something. I can't remember. It was one of the big, like, music conferences.
So they've obviously booked a band like Flight, who, yes, they're signed, and like I don't even know how to explain Flight. It's like they're not much bigger than like a big local band around here, I wouldn't say. Like, they've been working so hard to like get themselves up there, and I think they got to like number 7 on the UK chart, which is amazing.
That is very cool.
Hugely impressive. They actually got to number 1 on the cassette chart, which I thought was hilarious. And they were like, technically now, they're like, technically now on our billboards we can say like number 1 in the UK, and then just have really small text to be like on the cassette charts. I was like, yeah, who the hell's buying cassettes? I don't know.
People who like Flight, I guess.
I guess, I don't know. So if the Ulster Sports Club is booking people, surely there will be other stuff to come, I would have thought. I don't know. I also think it's interesting that, you know, people in our comments in the chat here have said stuff about like putting on your own festival, which has been a conversation before, but I think more so now than ever, because people are desperate to just go out and have a good time now that things are easing up. And, you know, although it's great, a lot of bands are getting to play Stendhal. Yeah, there is a lot of very good local talent who haven't been invited to such an event. And it would be awesome to put on like a big thing. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just too early. That's kind of my take on the whole thing. Is like, maybe it's just too early to be putting these things in place and making promises that you can't keep. But like, you know, it would be great to see something a la Culture Night take place sooner to try and kickstart the economy again. Like, to me, that would be a great idea. But trying to plan something like...
They would have to change that format.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't have to if the all clear was like given.
I think people
essentially what we're being told is like June is like, yeah, everything's back to normal. Although that's probably not going to be the truth, but that's what I mean. If you were working towards the plans of what we're being told, then essentially you could have an early Culture Night type event. But I get what you're saying. I don't think it's
people are uncomfortable to shake hands, right?
Yeah.
Right now, go through a Culture Night the way it used to be.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Those people probably just won't go to things like this.
And that
like
might
nobody's. Yeah. Well, yeah. How many people are actually going to dive back out? And we did talk about this before on the podcast. It's weird, you know. I think you ask people whenever we talked about it on the podcast like a couple of months ago, in the dead of winter, when everybody was like, I don't even want to fucking go out of my house anyways because of like, you know, let alone pandemic. It's just like it's shitty weather and stuff. It's like back then I think everybody was kind of like, well, I don't know if I'll be straight out watching a gig or whatever, but see the weather's coming in, the good weather's coming in and stuff, and things are starting to ease. I don't know, the impression that I get from a lot of people is people are just chomping at the bit to go out now. I honestly think that like the better weather has brought about that change in attitude where people are like, yeah, just freaking open things back up again and let me get out and watch music and shit.
To go back to square one again in the winter.
Well, who knows? I mean, well,
it's like
go get your vaccine, and apparently for the majority will be okay. Which, by the way, fellas, booked in for Sunday.
Why is it on a Sunday? Why is it all on a Sunday?
Well, you can pick any day, and
you can do any day.
Yeah, no, but everyone that I've spoken to is like, "When's yours? Sunday? When's yours? Sunday?
Sunday." It's probably most people's day off or whatever, but it's cool that there's so many people doing it because there's a lot of volunteers involved in that.
It's so which one are you getting? Wait, there's volunteers doing it? Like
no, I think like helping to operate.
I was like, hey man, I want a medical professional to put a I don't want volunteer. Yeah.
I'll volunteer to stick some needles in people.
No, I think there's a lot of volunteers involved in helping to organize the whole thing and make it run smoothly. Because I know quite a few people who've been there, and they're like, it's so quick. Like you're just like in and out, and it's.
Do you know what them people should do?
Yeah.
Organize the next few gigs.
In and out, 30, one half of a song.
It's like,
see you.
Go here, you're here.
Imagine that's how gigs started back. It's like there was a big queue, but there was only like about 10 people allowed in at a time. You could stay for a song, and then you go out, and it's just like a complete revolving door of people.
I've got it. Yep, that works.
Like,
I was like,
you're standing in the queue, like, I wonder what song I'm gonna get. I wonder.
No, I think you should need to fill out a survey first of what are your top songs that you want to hear from. Here's the set list. Give us a priority listing. It's like number 1, number 2, number 3, and then we'll see how it works, and we'll work out an average, and then maybe you'll get your favorite song, maybe you'll get your second or third, but we'll work it out.
Would that be not like like old like dirty cinema in the 40s where they used to go in and put like the cloak, and it goes, "God blimey." God blimey! And then
I love that. Yeah.
Just like it's literally just you. Just for this is a nice jam.
More 18th century upgrades.
Dude. Everyone could just get them. No, never mind. Doesn't help anyone. My idea doesn't make any sense. It was going to be to get one of those big old police mirrors, but there's so many holes in it already. Why would it need to be a police mirror and not just a window? Why would it need to be one way so the band was looking at themselves? That makes no sense. Like, it was as if the band's not allowed to see the audience. That was already, I'm confused of my own point. And then it means the whole audience would be grouped together in a small room and the band would be safe, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me.
That's really sorry. I just
didn't make any sense.
What if there was songs that nobody picks? Oh, that I would feel so bad for that song.
Then that band
probably
has
the band
really has to rethink their set list and be like, oh shit.
Here, at least it would at least it would let you know as a band that it's like, okay, I can definitely tell that song's not working. Whereas at the minute as a band, you have to decipher the set was awesome, man. Every song's great, but not really.
Yeah, but not really. That's why people like do those things where it's like the fans pick the set. I quite like those ideas. It's cool.
Yeah.
So obviously that's not going to happen. Like, but I would say
at our festival it will.
Yeah, whenever we set up our festival too, it will be so unique and not work at all. It'll be fucking chaos.
I did say a few episodes ago the bands should come together and put something on.
Yep, I agree.
If we book it, they will come.
If we book it, they will come. If we build it, they will come. I don't know. what was that from? That was that baseball movie. If we build it, they will come. No, it's a baseball movie. Field of Dreams. We got it. Nailed it. So I think the whole thing is just like, I definitely feel safer with a lot of vaccines going around, personally. I think that does make me feel better about it. And the one thing that I would argue your case, Andy, is like, if you go over to England, who are ahead of us, I don't think they give one single fuck about going back out to bars. Dude, place was filled.
Yeah.
Place was just like you can have a beer in a beer garden. It's like we're out there, we're there. Like immediately we're there. Just instantly every place is packed. So I'm pretty sure if you were to put on something like that, maybe it's just too big an event. I think it would probably get a lot of bad publicity.
That's what I said. The people that want to go out will go out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because of the whole thing, it's going to seem like a lot of people are out because we haven't seen that many people out for a while. But you'll probably still hear and see the majority stay in or away from stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it would just bring a new, like, it's that conversation we always had, is in a weird silver lining of the whole thing is like its potential to bring a new casual audience to local music, because I think people are just dying to go out to anything. So really, if there was like an event on like that, a lot of people might see stuff that they would never usually come out to because they have the choice to go out anytime, but they've had a year of being locked up. And it's kind of like to take full advantage of that as a music scene. You're kind of like, yeah, if we put on something really big where people could, get a drink and be together and have live music, then I think more people that wouldn't usually go would go to it.
If you want to, the best idea would be if you want to capitalize on people's eagerness to go out, then your best bet is to do it as soon as stuff opens this summer. Yeah. Because once this whole summer thing wears away, and if something were to happen later on in the year, good luck trying to get people to come out again.
It would be really difficult.
It's like that movie that came out, King Kong versus
what's the guy called? Godzilla. Who else was in that?
Who's that guy again?
That was the first like big movie that came out. Everybody rushed to go see it, and it got like box office records. Because that was the first thing that was fucking open that people were allowed to go see.
People are like, it's so good. It's like,
it's like, what is it?
What's that? It's like we're gonna be seeing fucking Godzilla for an Oscar nominee as like
next to
best actor. Best actor, Godzilla.
What's his name again? That big lizard guy,
like watching an episode of fucking I don't know, some TV show that's on Line of Duty or something. There's like an extra, and you're like, I know that guy. That guy was in something. IMDb him. It was Godzilla from Godzilla versus Kong. I knew I seen him somewhere. Giant lizard guy. Yep, that's him. I always forget his name. That was dumb.
Does Godzilla have a last name?
Zilla?
Or is that his last name?
His first name's God. Last name's Zilla. I don't know.
Mr. Zilla.
I don't know. People know more about like there's people who know like the fandom of Godzilla, and it weirds me out. I was like, I didn't even know there was a history there, but apparently there is. Like there's loads of stuff, like all those beasts. I don't know, they're all connected or something. Like Godzilla and Mothra and I don't know, all those giant monsters. Is that I'm assuming from the silence, nobody else in this chat knows anything about all that.
They made a movie where Godzilla did face 4 of them.
When was that? Yeah. Is that an old thing?
It was like it was after the Bryan Cranston Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah, but I meant like before that though. Is there not like an old history to Godzilla of like, because Mothra is like a popular.
Yeah, I don't know. He took out Japan.
Yeah, maybe it's in like, I don't know. Is it like a comic series or something, maybe, or an anime or something? I don't know.
There definitely is. Yeah, there definitely is like both comics and manga and stuff like that.
Maybe that's where the lore comes from. I don't really know. Anyways, I was going to do shout out segment. We can talk about a couple of new releases that came out over the last 2 weeks, because we couldn't do last week, which, by the way, surprised everyone. Technical difficulties. That's always what it is. If we don't show up in a week, it's because somebody's computer exploded, and that's why. So we'll jump over to shout out segment. All right, so shout out segment for the last 2 weeks, pretty much. A couple of things to talk about. We had the release of Embarcadero's second single, Teleflop. I'm gonna pronounce it all in a really bad like Mexican accent because that's how I feel like it has to be said. Next up, Embarcadero with Teleflop. I always keep it nearby, but there's a string on it. Oh no, I'm all tangled instantly. Next up, Embarcadero with Teleflop. Yep. Embarcadero is Daniel Lynch and Sonia Slater, if you didn't know, who are very cool people. And I really like Teleflop. Really cool song. And it really goes off in the outro. Like, it goes into a whole different thing before a key change. Gotta love one of them key changes at the end for the last chorus. That's always fun. But it's a really catchy song, like, genuinely. I would go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. I believe that they worked with Michael Mormika. I would be interested to know if he played drums on it. Definitely sounds like he did. Please let me know. But great production on it. Really catchy single. I hope to see more from these guys. I've always been a really big fan of Sonia Slater's songwriting. Like, I really enjoy it. So it's cool to see this new project, like this new name, and see where they go from here with that. But you can get that now. That's out and everything. A couple ones that are coming out. We got Coincidental with War on My Turf is coming out tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, the 22nd of April. Excited to hear more from Coincidental. He is the Northern Irish rapper that we have talked about before. He's doing like a pretty original thing in my eyes. Like, he's got these. This might be a little bit different. I was talking to him, and I think he said it could be slightly different from the last EP he put out, which was called The Rule of Three. It was very like OG rap. I felt like it was kind of like these old school vintage 90s like drum beats and stuff. It all had that vinyl crackle on it, you know. Which
it
always
felt like those YouTube videos where you just get like hours and hours of like chill beats sort of thing, but then obviously with like great lyrics and stuff over the top of it. But it was, as you say, like that really old school kind of vibe to it.
Totally. And Nostalgia is a song from it, and that was definitely a highlight for me. But he has his new project out tomorrow, so definitely give that a look. See, I'm excited to hear it. And also we got Jordan Adetunji releasing a song at midnight tonight called Riot. Riot. There's a little snippet on his Instagram. Classic. Well, I was about to say classic Jordan, but like Jordan sort of flip-flops between a few different styles. I feel like sometimes he's in that drill rap category, depending on what song he releases. He was like he can do the drill rap thing, he can do the R&B thing, and then sometimes he does the like the Kendrick Lamar full band jazzy type deal, and I feel like he kind of goes between those three a lot of the time. So if this had to fall into one, it falls in the R&B category for me. That sort of R&B hip hop, Drake hip hop thing, by the sound of the clip anyway. But he never disappoints. So I don't know if I'll be up at midnight. I'm a dad now. I don't really stay up to midnight anymore. I get tired pretty early. I'm kind of getting tired now. Time is at 8:05. Woo. I'm saying that like
time left.
Dude, guarantee my wife is in bed right now. And I said that as if that was like a macho thing. That my wife is in bed right now. Oh, she's asleep. Sleep. Yeah, that's it. Not waiting for me. Just asleep. So Jordan, who else I said there? Jordan Adetunji, Coincidental tomorrow. Anything else from you guys? There are a couple other ones I want to talk about, but I wasn't sure if there was anything knocking around your brains that you wanted to shout out here.
No, well, I know you were gonna say about the Ferals EP, just, and we have it on the playlist and stuff. That's really what I've been listening to lately, like over and over and over again, and I can't work out which of the songs is my favorite because they're all just so incredibly catchy. And we put it up as track of the day today, and like my thoughts are like those guys just make really anthemic tunes, like, don't they? I feel like they are made to be played in massive spaces, and I just hope those guys blow up and they get the chance to do that, because like I want to hear those on like a big massive stage, because they already sound so big anyways, like with the recorded versions. And I'm pretty sure they done that all DIY and lockdown and stuff too. I don't know if there was studios involved, or maybe there was. I'm not really up on how they recorded it all and stuff, but
yeah, I'd be interested to know that too, because it did, like, I was listening to the EP a couple of days ago, and I was just going through it, and I kept like just picking out these little things in the production that I was like, damn, that's so good. And I kept thinking the same thing. I was like, if they did this by themselves, like, good job. Like, I don't know, that sounds so patronizing, but I'm like, dude, good job. That sounds fucking rad. They're just like, if we take one in particular, the one that I would have disagreed with you for track of the day and said it should be Confusion, because
I love it too. I love it.
Confusion's my favorite song in the thing. But it's like, I love the start of Confusion. I love the distorted, the way they've done like this distorted sort of like synth thing on the riff.
It almost comes off a bit like chiptune sort of at the start.
And then it like kicks in, and then there's just certain things. There's a couple parts where like the drums like sort of stop, and it's like they've done like a reverse snare hit or something to like suck into where the beat's meant to start. I don't know. If they did that, it's like fucking that's cool. Confusion's my track of the day, just so you know, boys. Confusion. That's how it goes. That's what it sounds like. In case you hadn't heard it, that is exactly what it sounds like. So go and listen to that. Yeah. Confusion. Spot on. We also had Andy, what do you got?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
Do you want to know about Godzilla? 2 seconds.
Yes. Does he have a track?
Godzilla? Did he put out a new album?
No. Apparently, Godzilla is the sea monster awoken by or empowered by nuclear radiation, which was from the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And the Japanese, apparently, the metaphor is that Godzilla is an American. The Americans, and he's the big thing that comes and destroys the city.
Oh, Godzilla goes deeper than I thought. Shit. We should have did this episode yesterday on 420, and everybody would have been like,
What was that from? What was that original meme from?
Oh, fuck, I don't even know.
Oh, anyway.
Oh, so no. Godzilla is America. Oh, right. Godzilla is oppression. Dude,
no,
that did blow my mind.
See,
I'm still reeling. Because, well, we all know that, like, King Kong, like, Jesus, I'm not the right person to talk about this, but King Kong definitely represents a lot of racial injustice. So that's a bit weird. It was kind of like racial injustice fought America in that movie, I guess. That's actually very topical.
Interesting. Yes,
that's very good. Yeah. Good job. Who made that? Warner Brothers? Yeah. I don't
know. No wonder it done so well at the box office. It should be up.
It was deep.
Oscar, let me tell you.
I'm pretty sure nobody who made that movie thought of any of that. I don't think any of them thought about that.
Mr. Zilla
and then Nintendo went, hey, we can use that for video game. Right?
Yeah, that would be cool. King Kong doesn't sound good enough. Donkey Kong. Just gonna put a different animal in front of Kong. Confuse everyone. Yeah. He was a monkey, but donkey.
Sorry, I'm just laughing in the comments section here. Sarah's chiming back in. Damn it, dude. I'm awake, but yes, I am also in bed. Bet you by the time you get in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know where she's at. I know. I know where.
So just quickly, Daniel August. I don't know if you've had me bring up his name before. He has a freestyle on Hotbox, which is a playlist of freestyles that is done in like a studio. I think it's in Belfast.
Oh,
but that's pretty cool. I do want to talk about the Apple subscription thing, but we can do that next week because that'll probably be like a lengthy discussion about it.
all right. Okay.
But we'll leave it for next week because that's
That's like a cliffhanger on
that's
it.
too long of a
Too long of a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Freaking Korn are doing a global streaming event on top of I can't remember what the building's called, but it's in LA. It's this weekend. You buy like virtual tickets and stuff. So it's going to be like this whole live show that's streamed across the world. So that's pretty cool. So
That's
that'd be
cool.
good if big bands could do that because I think people are more. I think people are happier now to watch virtual stuff at home because it's almost just been ingrained now for the past year and a bit, I guess.
Yeah,
Where you can just
totally.
go, yeah, I'm going to watch this viral.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been toying with the idea of like doing another stream before streams are a thing of the past to promote my upcoming EP because it's gonna be out pretty soon. So I was sort of thinking like maybe I'll do another one. I don't know.
I mean, it's the
I started-
quickest way to promote, surely.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was fun to do, you know, and I don't know. I just I'm trying to make sense of a couple of things, and maybe like put some options up to make some little bit of revenue for it too, which would be good. Not that it's about the money. I mean, you'll get it for free in the end, anyways. Like,
Yeah.
but if anyone wants to support, like, always give them that option, I suppose.
Yeah.
Don Maple's trying to buy his car, folks. That's what it'll be. It's a release this EP to pay for my car. If y'all want to contribute, I'm not gonna pretend I'm living the celebrity lifestyle. Yeah, people send me free hoodies, but I still
And
can't
I'm
afford my car.
And I'm trying to get out of my job, so I'm going to be doing a Halo franchise playthrough on Twitch from Thursday. And yes, Simon will be able to play Halo multiplayer because I know you messaged me about that. We'll do
That could be an event. We should promote that event. We should make Simon's in a band called Romeo Indigo Romeo, so we should have like those guys play Halo with Andy and make it a 6 Bro event.
I still want to do our podcast mashup where we talk about music news while at the same time Andy's playing a
Andy
game in the
games.
corner and
Genius.
just try and cover all the fan bases.
I am
Yeah.
going to try and figure that out. Like, no luck, because we had done it before when we were using, was it with Skype? Were we
Maybe,
using it with
I don't
and I
know.
pulled up like the game on my screen.
Yeah,
and
because
it
I'm pretty
pulled up.
sure you could probably do that.
I could probably, but I don't know how to do it on this. But yes, I will.
Yeah.
I'll figure that out, and then we could do that even.
Yeah,
I
and
swear
we could
to
just have
God.
like 3 things going on where like Andy's playing Twitch, Mike's podcasting, and I'm like up in the top left corner doing the ski
Doing a live
challenge. Doing
Ski challenge.
I thought you were gonna say live streaming like a performance or something.
No,
No,
I represent TikTok over here.
There's definitely a market for these like multi-discipline podcasts because do you know I seen a while back, do you know the band Dive? They done like a live stream interview with Phoebe Bridgers. But it wasn't just about them talking to her. The 2 members of the band were playing the Magic the Gathering card game at the same time as talking to her, and like that game's pretty complex. I don't know how you could like maintain a conversation while playing that card game at the same time. But anyways, I thought interesting. We definitely have to come up with some interesting ideas for the podcast.
We'll do a mashup. We'll do a podcast mashup.
There you go.
I love
Chris
that.
and Simon says Chris and Aaron would play as well. So yeah, that'd be cool. Let me get through the campaign. I haven't played it in years. A boomer needs to get his boomer games off. So
Get your booms off.
Let me get the franchise. Start with Halo
Andy.
1,
Gross.
and then I'll work my way through the franchise. But yeah, definitely for sure we should do some.
Yeah. Well, that's the. I mean, I think Simon actually mentioned it there, but the band members from Risi Ajaro have been playing a lot. I think they've been playing Halo, to be honest, quite a lot recently too.
Yeah, I seen that.
So there could be a very big. It could be like I can envision now as a battle of the bands, but it's not actually. You know what I mean? It's like they're just fighting on Halo. It's all clever. I like that. Yeah, and I'll dance constantly.
Did you see the thing of Drake side by side doing the new like ski challenge, but then when he was a little kid, he done that little crappy dance that looks like the ski challenge.
Oh, that's funny. You know what my favorite part of the ski challenge is, and I showed my wife the other day because I was very confused by it. If anybody doesn't know, right, Young Thug just released Slime Language 2, which is like a big sort of, I guess you could call it an album, but it's kind of like a compilation of just like getting loads of artists on a
Yeah, it was like
it's kind of like a mixtape.
It's like More
yeah,
Life.
it's like More Life was a playlist, inverted commas.
Yeah.
That's what Slime Language kind of is, and it was really big the first time because it like kind of discovered a lot of big people like Lil Yachty and stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, so Young Thug released Slime Language 2. There's a song on there called Ski, and it's I think the reason it's so funny though is like I remember seeing Young Thug whenever he first put out the thing. It was like hashtag ski challenge. I was like, I've never watched one where I'm like, I don't know what it is though. I don't know. Like, did you watch the original? Because I don't know what he's doing. There's not really any moves to follow. See, the ski that I just did for you video watchers, that's not even in the original one. He's just like kind of there, and he's kind of like puts his knees up like this, and I was like, all right. And he just looks like he's really stoned. I don't really know.
Sure he is.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what's even more funny about that? Like the whole seeing all the challenges and stuff is how I'm not a good dancer by a long stretch of the imagination, but seeing all these like celebrities, rappers, hip hop artists who don't have any coordination whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's the funniest
it's
thing.
The best.
Oh, it is the funny. You need to get a YouTube Premium, sir.
I know. I've got commercials.
I haven't watched a video I haven't watched this commercial in about 4,000 hours.
Can I just say this is the original, and because I don't want to get copyright strikes. We'll just I don't really know. I don't have other music to play to this.
You can just play it on mute, and we could just talk about it, I guess.
Oh, I'll put the outro music on.
Actually goes.
So what is this? Because apparently this is the ski challenge. That's the original ski challenge that we're watching right now, and I still don't know what it is. I still don't understand it, dude. I still don't get it. What is it? What is it? I don't know. I still don't know. Right, because then...
Yes, here's Quavo. Let it roll.
Yes,
Quavo
so this is Quavo. Quavo's got more moves. He's like made it a thing now.
Quavo's the man. Oh,
Quavo is the man. Best celebrity basketball player ever.
And of course, Future's on a boat in the middle of nowhere.
You know? He's got them knees up. Future was the first one I seen to actually ski in this, and he done the three fingers too. So I don't really know. Although, have you seen Kevin Hart's yet? Because Kevin Hart's is so far the best one I've seen.
Kevin Hart's is brilliant.
It's great. I don't know if he'll be on this. I
think he's at the very end.
I gotta, yeah. I'll skip through. Oh. What am I getting suggested over there? Jesus Christ.
What is this?
Look at them thighs. I don't know what else to say. Sorry for everybody who's listening to audio right now. You're probably very confused. But yeah, Kevin Hart's was pretty good because he properly skied and then he built up to a jump. So he was like, and then like this, and there was a guy behind him like checking the distance for the jump. So good. It's like Kevin Hart got some air. Yeah, that was. But I still gotta go back to like. I'm not gonna put it on again, but I could watch Young Thug do his own ski challenge over and over again and still not understand what the moves are. I don't think he knew. I really don't think he knew because he released a bunch of those videos from the studio and they weren't challenges. They were just like him showing parts of sign language too. But for some reason this took off.
Mr. Thug,
you,
I'm not.
You do you, Mr. Thug.
feel like it's interpretive dance or something, like he's trying to communicate his feelings or something.
Well, it definitely did that thing that these things do, where it's like it's so funny that I'm starting to enjoy the song because I listened to sign language too, and I didn't really like it the first time around. And it's like, no, I kind of love it because it's so dumb. I love the meme of it all, you know. God. Oh, somebody said, "Can we just delete TikTok from Earth?" And I don't agree with it. I think TikTok is good, man. You gotta get past a lot of stuff. It's like any content. There's a lot of people doing really annoying things on there, but then if you find the good channels, you're like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, you've just got to TikTok's like Twitter and stuff for me. You just curate it yourself.
Block out the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because unlike some of those services, it's like you jump on TikTok for the first time and say you're from like Northern Ireland, you're gonna get shown a lot of Northern Irish content, which I think is actually pretty cool because if you start creating, it's like people from your area are gonna see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, I think I sent you guys in the chat one time, like it was just one of these stupid things that made me laugh. They did the New York State of Mind song, you know,
that was hilarious.
Alicia Keys, and it was like somebody on top of the Empire State Building, and they must have been filming out to like New York, and it was like New York, and then it just
crescendo bit hit.
Yeah, and then it like cut over to some guy, and he was standing on top of God, I don't even know where it was. It must have been like fucking, I don't know, near Victoria Square or something. He just like starts going Belfast. It just looked like utter shit, and I was like, that's hilarious. That is pretty funny. But yeah, that's TikTok's not all bad. Although Simon says he changes his statement and says he get rid of all socials, but then we couldn't do this. Then we couldn't have this virtual conversation. Just get rid of the stuff that puts you down or gets you down. I got rid of Facebook. I feel like
it's a skill that needs to be taught in schools nowadays. To mute, block, and curate so that your mental health isn't damaged from the amount of stupid people on social media.
100%. I don't know how it's so self-sabotaging. It's like you follow the stuff that you might have followed for one reason or another at one point, like, and then it starts frustrating you.
Do it to yourself. You almost can't bring yourself to mute.
You convince yourself.
Yeah,
you convince yourself to keep following it or this person or whatever. One example that I would give on Facebook was Belfast Live, which I convinced myself that I had to follow for news. Local news, because it's like they were the first to tell me stuff that was happening around my area, as if I need to be in the know of everything. And I used to get really frustrated because the journalism is pretty awful. It's clickbaity like everything is, and the comments more than anything. And it's like, why do I even click on the comments? I don't have to click on the comments, but I do anyway. And then it just annoys me. I was like, these are the people I share a community with.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just the people who feel the need to go on and comment really random, stupid shit. Seeing people out there throwing petrol bombs. Probs. I know. Did you see how I didn't talk about it the entire show? There's so much I could say, but I'm not going to. We're gonna leave it out. This is a nice place. This is a nice place. But I just gotta act like I'm not gonna ignore the fact that it's happening, because it is, and it's not the way to do it.
We don't want it, people.
We don't want it. We don't want that. I just don't understand destroying your own community, but that's just me. Crazy, I know. But like that's all I got for this week anyway. Do you guys want any other topics that I didn't touch on that you wanted to hit before we wrap this thing up?
I was just going to shout out one more thing that isn't really like a new release or anything, but
Love, Death and Robots Season 2? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you said the trailer for that. It does. It looks good. It looks very, very good. But yeah, no, I was just going to say, I don't know if you mightn't have actually seen this now because I'm not on the Facebooks at the minute. I don't know if he's put it up on Instagram as well. Peter from Laps put up like a loop pedal thing that he's done. And it's like some Mark Rabier shit or something. It's such a catchy tune. Obviously, it's very rough around the edges. He's just done it from his bedroom, piano and guitar. It's actually he uses a loop, and he's only got one jack lead, so he's switching between the piano and the guitar. But like, it is so catchy. It is such a cool song, and I don't know if he intends to like to make it into something like fully full production and everything else. But I just thought it was really, really cool. So if anybody follows Peter from Laps on Facebook, check that out. I think it's like got like 66 likes or something already. It's like a lot of traction on it. It was just very cool. I seen it the other day and it made me happy.
I gotta go and check that out because I love Peter, man. He's really cool.
He's such a talented guy, and his voice is very, very good. As I say, it's like literally a bedroom video too, and he still sounds incredible on it. So
yeah, well, I mean, that's how I feel. But I keep messaging him to be like, you see, I got a track where I used elements of a Lap song on Load. He sent me the stems from that, and I do have that on a song. But it's like I think the song's so cool and such a part of a bigger thing that I don't want it to be on like an EP or randomly sent out. I think it's important that it's part of a project. So it's like, it feels to me like it's part of my second full length LP. Right. Kind of sits there right in the middle, and it's kind of part of the narrative in it. It actually like follows on from a previous song that I've already released. So I feel bad because it's like he keeps asking for it. And it's like, yeah, man, I really want to release it too. And there's a lot of it is there, but the lyrics keep changing, which I think is the important part. So yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to release something with him involved, definitely. But yeah, that's all I got. That's been it for 6 in row. I don't know why I'm singing it, but I sang the intro, and then I was like, do I bookend the show? And I like kind of I'm singing. I'm like, that's the end of the show. Thank y'all for coming along, talking in the chat and sharing jokes and stuff and playing Halo. That's the end of 6 that bro. That's the new outro. Thanks guys for joining us. We'll be back again next week. Please let us know if there's any topics that you want us to like cover, or there's any new songs. You can find us on Instagram, Your Spaceship. Find us on Facebook at Your Spaceship. Just send us messages. It's cool. I'm Don Maple. That's Hungry Ghost. That's Nandez. Thanks for spending this time with us. See y'all next week.
See you on the battlefield, Simon.
Guys, it's 8:30 and we're finished. What's going on? What the? It's not like 12 o'clock at night.